Okay. Yep. Yep, we're doing great.
Emergency.
Excuse
Correct
me?
your trajectory.
Excuse me? What do you mean emergency? What do you mean? What do you mean imminent impact? What is up, you guys? It's me, Xandar Rates Games. Surviving is hard. Gardening is hard. Engineering is really annoyingly hard. I speak from personal experience. So, how about a game where you do all three? Welcome to Planet Crafter. Background on the game. Welcome to your assigned planet. Your mission is to advance the terraformation process of this world. You'll need to generate oxygen, heat, and pressure. First of all, reach 175,000 Ti, which, if I understand correctly, stands for Terraforming Index, and create a blue atmosphere. So, I always click the wrong button when I do that. Welcome to Planet Crafter. You can answer the burning question, what if you had to terraform a planet and all you have are barely functional tools and very little self-preservation? Or at least, if you're me, that's all you had. Let's see what we got here. We've got a seed, a lot of food, a little bit of oxygen, and a water bottle. And the game has given us some very useful first steps. Craft a backpack. There. Equip it. Craft an oxygen tank and equip it. And craft a construction blueprint. And probably equip it. I don't know. Maybe it just wants me to eat the blue chip. Blueprint. Microchip. There we go. That's the correct word. So we're going to start by harvesting some resources. Now, I'm going to be upfront with you guys. I have played this game a fair bit. This is like my second time trying to record this particular segment, but yeah, I have played a fair bit of Planet Crafter. I haven't fully beaten the game yet, but I have made fairly significant progress on it. But I wanted to make a Let's Play on this. Couple of reasons why for that. Number one, I want to. I have seen a lot of people play games like this over the years. I grew up, as I'm sure many other people have at this point, watching Let's Play videos of games I couldn't play, be it because I didn't have money or because I didn't have the resources to play it, you know, no computer. And I want to pay it forward because that matters to me. Backpack. So that's why we're making this number one. Reason number two, I still do think I might end up making a, I do still think I'm going to make a should you buy video for this game. And this particular, well, in general, I think it's helpful to have extra footage, show you guys what I like. You guys can chime in the comments. If there's stuff you think is important, I can put it in the review later. And also, blooper reel, because I'm going to mess this up. I am absolutely certain of that. I am going to do something horribly wrong. I'm probably going to die a few times, and I guess people like listening to other people scream on YouTube. So, you know, content. Content is cheap. But that's what the game is, why we're playing it. So, thank you for coming along for the ride. On the note of blueprint reels, can I just say, I miss when, like, movies came with blueprint reels. Like, I miss it a lot. It made the most serious movies the funniest things on the planet. I still remember, I mean, it's an animated movie, but whatever. I still remember growing up watching all of the different Pixar and I want to make a platform first. I just remember watching animated Pixar movies, classic Disney movies, where like they went to the trouble of like animating stuff, animating blooper reels, and it was like my favorite thing as a kid on the planet. I thought it was awesome, and they don't do that anymore, and I'm sad. So we're gonna generate bloopers, guys, because I'm an idiot. I'm gonna make bloopers because I will do something horribly wrong, and I think it's funny. So yeah, that's that. That's just the end of the discussion here. Fun little thing in this game, there are crates everywhere. You know, just in case you thought, hey, this world's easily survivable. No. No, this is not a good place to live. The wreck would probably give you a good sign of that, yeah? Yeah. I think the wreck shows you that this is not a good place to live. I need iron. And titanium. Lots of both, preferably. You know, there's probably something in that chest that I just walked away from. Anyways. So we've been gathering some resources. We're going to start actually building stuff here in a second. Oh, that's useful. But anyways, first thing, I am an engineer. And that means I know how things work. And because I know how things work, I want to make you know how things work. Mostly because if I have to know, you have to know. I'm generous like that, aren't I, guys? Yeah, I'm generous. That's definitely the right word for what I am. But yeah, I know how these things work. So I'm going to teach you guys, at least a little bit while we're playing this game, how everything works in this game. And the easiest place to start are these two things right here. We have a wind turbine, we have a drill. Wind turbine is essential because I need electricity to terraform this planet because things don't just run on their own, except for the oxygen synthesizers in this building. Don't know how that works. But yeah, you do in fact need stuff to do stuff. So wind turbines produce power. How do wind turbines produce power? Thank you so much for asking. Wind turbines are delightful things. They produce power by spinning. How does spinning produce power? So the core shaft of this wind turbine is at some point in there connected to a magnet. It's a magnet that spins. As the magnet spins, the electromagnetic field spins. Why is it called electromagnetic? Well, most of you just know it as a magnetic field. But fun fact for you, magnets and electricity generate the same field in different directions. It's a three-dimensional direction. Whatever you're picturing is probably wrong. That being said, they generate electric fields in three dimensions around it. As it spins, the spinning magnet makes electricity. How do you capture electricity that's floating in the air? You have wires coiled somewhere in there. Don't ask me where. I'm not answering that question. But somewhere in there is a wire that is coiled in on itself. A lot. Like spin, 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 spin. There's just a giant coil of wire around it. As the magnets spin, the coil captures electricity. And that's it. That's how wind turbines work. It's kind of neat. I kind of like it. I kind of don't. But that's just because I had to take classes on it. And if you take classes on anything enough, you get kind of tired of it. We're going to do that a lot, guys. Okay. First of all, I want some cobalt. Second of all, I don't know what second of all is. We're going for iron. It'll be around here somewhere. Okay, I know what second of all is. Drill. Because we need to produce 3 things to terraform this planet, according to what we were told, right? Oxygen, pressure, and heat. That was the third one. To produce pressure, because that is what the drill claims it produces, you need gas, basically. Not flatulence, though flatulence kind of helps. But you need gas in the atmosphere. That's what builds atmospheric pressure. So, how does a drill produce atmospheric pressure? How does a drill get you gas? Well, it's kind of interesting. You see, in the ground, there are air pockets. They are not very big air pockets, but there are air pockets. Depending on how deep down you go, the air pockets might be kind of big, or they might be kind of small. But there are air pockets down there. So what the drill does, and I'm going to get oxygen before I die. What the drill does is the drill taps those air pockets, and as it taps them, it will release the gas back up through the hole it is digging and into the air. As it finds more and more, as it taps more, it'll eventually build enough atmospheric pressure that we have a normal atmosphere, which this is not yet a normal atmosphere. But it'll get there. We're gonna make it work. Yeah, we're gonna make this thing a normal, cool, breathable atmosphere in here eventually. So that's step 1. And now we're just gonna harvest some stuff. It's gonna be a little boring here for a second. I can't take that. I cannot take that apart yet. That's good to know. It's gonna be a little boring here for a second. So we are going to accelerate through some resource harvesting. Be back to you in a minute. So we're back, not because I built anything, but because the sky is raining down upon us. This is called a meteor shower. Don't get hit by meteors. But that'll happen throughout the game. It's useful sometimes. These ones are not very useful yet. There's just not much useful that can fall out of the current sky. That was close. But yeah, this is a meteor shower. It happens. It's actually quite helpful in real life because it gets us rarer metals, and as time goes on, we will get rarer metals out of the meteor showers. There's just not any yet. In real life, we actually do rely on meteor showers to collect certain rare earth metals. The stuff that makes cars, batteries, everything technological work in life. It's very interesting stuff. Google rare earth metals. Back to resource harvesting. Okay. We have officially produced our second primary machine, the heater, as you can see by looking at the screen where it says producing heat. So why is heat important? Well, first of all, heat is important. I have ice. I'm just going to convert the ice directly into water. So why is heat important? Heat is important because right now there's literally just ice on the ground. And we are, I assume, I'm not actually sure, not at the equator. Why does it matter? Not at the poles. Why does it matter they're not at the poles? It should be warmer when you're not at the poles. It is obviously not warmer here down, not at the poles, probably at the equator. So we need to melt the ice. We need water to make a habitable place for humans. Because if there's no water, human go bye-bye. You know, we're only, what is it, 70% water? Very important water is... Ooh, more oxygen. Good to know. So we need to produce heat. How does that heater work? It is what we call a resistive heater. Resistive heaters work by, you put electricity in, and the material the electricity is flowing through is bad at conducting electricity. So instead of just sending the electricity through onto the next destination, it converts most of the electricity into heat, or presumably all of it if this thing is any good. This is important because we need to melt the ice, and this is helpful. Now, I do have a bone to pick with this particular heater, and I have a bone to pick for a couple of reasons. No, just one reason. Why on earth does this tiny little thing, it is smaller than me, smaller than a smart car, this, the game wants me to believe, is terraforming this planet. And by terraforming, I mean kicking off climate change better than capitalist America is doing. That's some kind of nonsense. But, hey, the game wants me to believe it, so I guess that's how it works. Fortunately, all that time getting stuff for it has given me the convenient time to build the third and final machine in our heat, pressure, and oxygen triangle. Oxygen. I hope I don't need to explain to you why we need oxygen to terraform a planet for human life. But I will explain to you how this works. So this is labeled as a veggie tube. Why? I don't know. Vegetables, I guess. Why is veggie tube important? Veggie tube is important because... Okay, plants. How it works. We are taking CO2 out of the current air. A very thin atmosphere currently, but that's a secondary issue. CO2 pipes into veggie tube. Plant takes CO2. As it takes the CO2, plant turns CO2 into oxygen. Oxygen is then piped out of plant and put out there. Vaguely. How out there? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But it's out there. So, yeah. That is how we are going to terraform... Okay, it's basically Mars. Let's be honest here. We're going to be terraforming basically Mars into, hopefully, Earth. So, what have we done so far? We have power, pressure, and a bad home. Why is it bad? A couple of reasons. First of all, it is a box, and it is an ugly box at that. I have just thrown things in here, and it is very cramped. And we are going to get so many more machines in here before too long. So, this is literally only a base to start the game off. The next episode we're going to be doing is just making a better base, honestly. Why did I do that in 2 episodes? I'm lazy, and editing is easier if I break it into multiple things. But yeah, we are going to be making a better base in the next episode. So we're going to transition into here because we are at the close of the episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Next time around, like I said, building a better base, a lot more machines probably, maybe some exploration, definitely more weird engineering that just doesn't work in real life, but we digress. If you like the video, leave a like. Feel free to leave a comment. Tell me how I'm doing. Toss me a crazy idea. I don't know. And subscribe if you want to watch the next episode. Xandar, out. That is a very loud meteor shower.